Today, the 45th president heads back to the nation's capital for what will be the first time since leaving office. His visit comes as the 46th president criticized him Monday about his handling of the January 6th attack on the Capitol, saying in part that Trump didn't have the spine to act. And that's a quote. Our Tom Dempsey joins us this morning with more on former president's trip. Good morning, Tom.
Hey, good morning, Mitch. As President Donald Trump gets set to give a speech later this afternoon, you said it, this will mark the first time he's back in Washington, D.C. since he left the White House in January of 2021. But just a mile and a half from where we stand, just outside the hotel where he'll be speaking, inside the Capitol, the January 6th committee continues to gather evidence and really paint a picture of the former president refusing to act back on January 6th. But, Mitch, all this comes as talks continue to swirl about a possible another presidential run for the former president. He could make an announcement sometime in the next few months. The America First Agenda Summit is this event where the former president will be speaking, and it was organized by a research group made up of former Trump committee members. Organizers say his speech will involve a number of issues, including public safety. But the chances of a rematch between Donald Trump and Joe Biden in 2024 remain possible. And in a virtual speech to black law enforcement members on Monday, President Joe Biden highlighted Donald Trump in January 6 and really took aim at the former president's leadership.
Donald Trump lacked the courage to act. The brave women and men in blue all across this nation should never forget that. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-cop. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-democracy. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-American.
And, Mitch, getting back to that possible rematch coming up in 2024, yeah, we got to start talking about that even before the midterms. Former President Donald Trump could make his announcement sometime in the next few months, possibly before those midterms happen. He'll be giving a speech here in D.C. later this afternoon. Mitch?
And, Tom, I know that the former president is not the only one that's going to be speaking there. Who else is going to be at this event?
Yeah, Mitch, it's really a kind of a who's who of the Republican Party. We're talking Senators Ted Cruz and Lindsey Graham, as well as House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. We're also expecting an appearance from the former counselor to the president, Kellyanne Conway. So a lot to watch with this event happening in D.C. later today.
I noticed you didn't mention Mike Pence in there, Tom. I'm guessing he's not going to be at the same event as the president, former president?
No, not scheduled to be here, and yes, notably absent from all that. But he was actually supposed to be here in D.C. just yesterday speaking at a Heritage Foundation event. But his flight to D.C. got canceled because of all the rain and some of the severe weather that was happening in parts of the country, including here in D.C. Worth mentioning, Mitch, that former vice president, he might also be announcing a run for the presidency sometime over the next few months.
There's a lot to watch for. 2022 it is, but yet 2024 is where our focus is. Tom Dempsey is live in Washington, D.C. Thanks for that report. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation in your cable lineup. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-based, unbiased coverage.